hitting on the undercover officer on the audio tape, trying to pick her up and saying, "Girl, you're thicker than a bowl of oatmeal."
Ladies and gentlemen, I return yet again with another list. This time I'm being my most positive self and bringing you my top 50 of the year. Of all the videos I do, this one usually takes the longest, mainly because rearranging which songs I like more than another is really difficult for me, especially around that middle portion. Outside of the top 15 or so, the other songs on this list are interchangeable. With that out of the way, it is my pleasure to present to you the top 50 songs of 2025. I remember when this first released, this was one of my least favorite songs off the album, but the more I listened to it, the more I began to appreciate how batshit insane it is. There's so many random sound effects and ad-libs that make for a chaotic but very fun listen, and I do think it deserves a spot on this list. Now, admittedly, this isn't the most innovative or boundary-pushing song on the list, but this is a bop. It feels a lot like GTA 5 radio music, which isn't a bad thing. It actually makes this feel really nostalgic. Not sure if you can even consider this experimental hip-hop. That doesn't feel specific enough. This just sounds different, like a new genre altogether. I saw some people calling this post-rap, which seems fitting. Jacoby has this smooth, effortless style of funky, jazzy R&B that makes it feel like he's been doing it for far longer than he actually has. Super impressed by this. I was also super impressed by Bad Bunny's output this year. It was a hard time picking my favorite track off the album, but I decided on this one since you don't typically see closing tracks be this exciting. Key Glock continues to do the sound he does best. Not as in love with this project as I was with Glaucoma 2, but I still thought it was very good. I don't know of any group out there that blends hardcore punk and hip-hop as well as these two. I love how this track is both in your face and loud while also being really distant and chamber-like. One of Simbi's catchiest songs to date. I don't know much about Lydia Kiddo, the featured artist, but she has some great vocals on the chorus here. Smooth mixes of J-rock and noise pop aren't common, but I'm always happy to hear when those sounds mesh well together. This track specifically does that really well. Amazing riffs on here. I'm glad to see that Fleshwater is back. I haven't loved Haley's solo work in the past, but she dropped some phenomenal singles this year. This, of course, is my favorite. Psychedelic Porn Crumpets is an interesting band name, but one that I think works for this lane of spacey psych rock. For sure one of the catchiest songs on this list. Hard not to like this one, even as someone who isn't a big fan of the current rage scene. I could have went with several songs off the album, but I chose this one because I love the progression here. That build up towards the end and the way it leads directly into Open Hearts is great. I think the intensity of the synths here is great. I'm a big fan of songs that go in and out of being loud and overwhelming, and I think this track is a prime example of that. This song is heavy from front to back, and I like that. Deftones usually have softer moments leading into the heaviness, but there's only one point where that happens here. Very addicting hook as well. Slaying, eating, serving, and fetching are all verbs used to describe what Gaga is doing on this song.
Thank you, bitch. I wish that ass and titties came with a doctorate, or a master's, or a bachelor's, at least associate's, bitch.
Freddie Gibbs continues to do what he does best. This song is a bang bang. A good thrash metal song in 2025 is hard to come by, so I'm lucky I came to this one in time for the video. You know, as much as I shit on Drake's run ever since Views dropped, I have to give him credit where it's due. Despite being on one of the sleepiest albums of 2025, Nokia is full of energy. It was as if the previous 13 songs put me in a coma-like trance, and Nokia was a defibrillator that shocked me awake. I think this is one of Drake's best singles in years, and I'm happy to place it on this list.
And I still got the same cell phone ring, they talking numbers, but it's 773,
There were several tracks I could have chose off Saba's new album, but I ended up going with this one. It's the most playful and endearing single he released in the lead up to this album, and that playfulness is what strengthens it. I loved Godstained when it released, but the charming, ever whimsical Monday was the single that really got me interested in the new path Quadeca decided to go down with his music. It may have actually been a good thing that I waited till the very end of the year to compile these lists, because had I not heard this a few days ago, it would have been left out. Despite there being a lot of elements that are a bit samey for Midwest emo, which I've seen complaints of, I don't usually see them sounding this good and this approachable. For me, this is on par with, if not better than, Agora Hills. This is definitely one of Doja's best songs to date. Daniel Brown once again proving that he can flow on any beat imaginable. Gal the Arsonist continues to be one of the most interesting artists I've came across. I'm excited to see what he does next. You can pretty much expect Pink Pantheress to show up somewhere on the list just about every year. She's one of the most consistent pop artists of the modern era, and Stateside is no small showing of that. This is likely the best song Nilüfer has dropped thus far. I love just how immersive and densely detailed it is. I don't know if Miley has ever dropped a song I loved as much as this one. It's entrancing and dreamy while simultaneously being easy to listen to.
Subscribe to your mom's OnlyFans. I spent $5 a month to get pictures of her flappy giblets.
I'm happy to see that this group is back in town. As far as lead singles go, none of them are as unhinged and off-kilter as this. Something I really appreciate is a great rapping performance, so for a jazz rap song as good as this one, seeing it here should come as no surprise.
And call it easy, call it quits.
I already mentioned that I like songs with a rewarding build-up, and I definitely feel rewarded here. Yet again, there are several songs I could have chosen off this album, but I decided to go with the track that has one of the smoothest and most easily recognizable synth patterns Tyler has ever made.
I like to get wild. I like to party.
Deciding between Joey Valence and Timothée Chalamet for White Boy of the Year is going to be difficult. A beautiful closer, and probably the most emotionally impactful song McKinley has made. Maybe I should think of something different to say besides it's one of the best songs they made. It's the most entrancing song they've ever made. See, this is the shit I'm talking about. I'm a shit writer. I'm trying to think of new things to say, but it's hard to put my words into thoughts when I'm speaking about songs like this. I still have another video.
I see a tiny line of silver, a way to make a play, although they
JID is just one of those artists that doesn't miss. He's put out some mid every now and then, but I think there's only one or two songs I've heard by him that I actually dislike. He's a bit late on the release time of this one, but if the music is this high quality, I don't mind waiting. Nobody on this goddamn planet serves as much cunt as Slater does. Her single run over the last year or so has been crazy, and I hear she's dropping an album this year which we will all be tuning into. Unironically, literally, genuinely, low-kinuinely, low-kirkinuinely, low-kirkin taper chinuinely, low-kirkin flow-staper chinu-legiterally. Song of the Summer.
I wouldn't wish on my enemies. Wouldn't subject you to this fate if you was dead to me.
Another one of the most intense and best rapping performances of the year. Redveil has finally cemented himself as a rapper whose growth is something to look forward to. Perhaps the best pop duo out right now, dare I say, the best pop duo of all time. They dropped a few singles this year, and I went with this one over Second Sleep because it's a different sound than what they typically go for, and I always appreciate it when artists go out of their comfort zones a bit. Carly dropped a deluxe to Emotion this year. Emotion is one of my favorite pop albums. The deluxe is very good, obviously. This single is my favorite, obviously. Carly Rae Jepsen fan till I perish. I always knew Jane as an indie-tronica, noise pop, noise rock artist, but EDM hip-hop is not a realm where I thought she would go in. What I expected even less is how well that realm worked out for her. Picking a single song off this album was the most difficult of any on this list, mainly because I love a lot of them at the same level. I think I'll reserve the rest of my thoughts on this for the next video. I'm shocked at how high this song made it up on the list. I originally had it somewhere in the 40s, but every time I re-listened to it, I liked it more and more. Everything you could possibly want out of a dancey R&B cut is right here in full display. Oh, and if you were looking for more cunt to be served to you, look no further. This song fucks. This song fucks hard. This song fucks like a AAA porn star. This song fucks like a prostitute, but not like a cheap alley cat or even a European brothel worker. This song fucks like an escort. Okay, so take everything I said about Lady Gaga and apply that here. And then like sprinkle in what I said about Doja Cat and also the previous song. Yeah.
You fronted for the summer so easy. The snow alone, fill up a mobile home. My nigga's name ring like mobile phones and no one's home.
These rhyme schemes are disgusting. Push's verse on here is one of the best of his entire career. The beat is insane. Push and Malice are just the best at what they do. Something that I've always admired about Cameron Winter's writing is how strange it is. The best example I can think of is right here. The religious metaphors and messaging about giving into sin and temptation, and also critiquing the hypocrisy of a lot of devout theists. The story, put simply, follows the narrator who gets visited by an angel and warns them. There's two different interpretations here. The first one is that the angel is saying the narrator, presumably human, can never be pure or holy, as perfection is unattainable unless you're a messenger of God. The second is that the angel is telling the narrator that giving into temptation and unholiness is a much easier, less stressful way of living, so aspiring to be holy is not something one should do. There's a lot more implications there, there's more than that, but this is the base of what I got out of it. Anyways, great song. Even without their lead vocalist on the team, Black Country New Road is still one of the best bands alive. This one also has a story. It follows this medieval knight who abandons his comrades on a battlefield and then goes on a journey of self-reflection. Lyrically, it's great, the rhyme patterns are amazing, but May Kershaw is definitely the standout performance for me. Some of the best vocals I've heard this year, maybe even this decade, and the flow of that third verse, which is the one you hear that I play before me saying this, is amazing. I teared up the first time I heard this, which is not something I do when listening to music. For movies and games, sure, there's more of an involvement there. But music doesn't usually do that to me. It's almost surreal hearing a song critical of the upper class in a way that hits so close to home with you, while simultaneously being one of the most uplifting, awe-inspiring rock songs ever produced. I'll speak a bit more about this in the next video, but this song is amazing and is very deserving of this spot.
Keeping it real, making no meal, that's how I feel. Getting this shit, that's how I live. Young nigga like me working the steel. Coming through Miami, the big boy chill. Making no motherfucking goddamn deal. Me and my nigga, we swinging out there. Those coming